So, is there such a thing as spiritual burnout? I think it's a topic that needs to be explored. And I think there is such a thing as spiritual burnout. So check this video out. Welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. And let's talk about spiritual burnout and what are the implications of that on your spiritual journey. How can it be a block, right? How can, trying to push past burnout on your spiritual path become something that blocks you later down the road, right? Because that's a part of that spiritual bypass. I've done that already. I just need to keep going, right? I need to get to the end. Is there an end? That's the question. So if you're pushing too hard to get to an end, you're just burning yourself out. So I heard another YouTuber that I listen to, Brian Scott. He does a lot of amazing things. Check him out. Here's a link to his YouTube channel. But I resonate with him because he's just well studied, right? He tackles a lot of different topics and books and authors and spiritual modalities and thoughts, and oh my goodness, the man's a walking encyclopedia. But he read something from a book from Quo, and I won't get into who Quo is. You can check him out. He does a lot on Quo. that said, stop when you're tired, start when you're inspired. Right? And that literally hit me like a ton of lead. It made so much sense. And it actually, as he was, reading from this book, he got the message himself. When you're on your spiritual path and you're really just going in so many different directions, learning so many different things, reading so many books, trying all these new things, listening to all these beautiful souls that are giving you some inspiration, advice, tarot, whatever it is, right? there comes a time when you need to stop. And I reached that point after my first year of really awakening, right? Where I was going down all these rabbit holes. I was practicing Qigong and Kundalini yoga and learning how to become a Reikiist, and I was learning how to work with crystals and the meaning of numerology, and on and on and on and on, right? This happens to all of us, right? We just get on these rolls that you want to absorb, and sometimes you're just doing it because that's who you are, right? You're a student. You like to be taught. You like to learn. But at some point, you got to let all this stuff sink in and process it, right? Instead of piling one thing on another, on another, on another. But that's the challenge, right? As a spiritual being, it's like, when to know when's enough, when to stop, right? Integrate what you're learning, and figure out, is that what I've been doing for the last year? Is that really helping me on my journey, or have I learned the lesson, right? Have I taken it as far as that thing is going to take me? Maybe I need to find a new thing. You can't find that out if you stay on the same path and the same path and on the same path and not stopping. That's the spiritual burnout. It's not so much a physical sensation as you just get, just like when you're in the gym, and you're working out. You have the same routine every day, every week. Your body becomes used to it, to the point where it's no longer effective. You're not losing weight, you're not gaining muscle, right? That happens. It happens in spirituality too, where you're on the same topic, by the same people, by the same authors, by the same, spiritual group, that every time you listen to it now, you're just listening to it just to say, oh, I have to listen to it. It doesn't resonate for you. It doesn't teach you anything new. You're burnt out on that material, right? I'm sure this has happened to you. You just never recognized it as burnout, as I didn't. I never questioned whether there was a chance of burnout. But along my journey, and I reflect back, yeah, there's been many times where I'm just tired of something, right? And to the point where you just don't want to do it anymore. I've done that with meditation, yoga, right? I let yoga go. I took breaks on Qigong. Things that I really enjoyed doing, but I did them so much that they no longer worked. And some YouTubers I listened to for 2 years straight, all of a sudden I have no idea what they're up to anymore. I don't listen to them anymore. Not because they're not saying anything good, because I'm past that, right? They've taken me on my spiritual journey to a certain point. They did their job, right? Now, I can stay there and keep on hearing the same message over and over and over, just like the tarot readings, just like the psychics and mediums that you listen to. At some point, it becomes repetitive, right? But if you stay there just because you think it's still helping you, then you haven't learned the lesson that it's already part of who you are, and you've integrated it. Now it's time to move on, because if you keep staying in it, now you're in that burnout where you're exhausted and you don't know why, and the person's saying the same thing over and over and over, and you're just like, ugh, turn it off. Not disrespectfully, just go, thank you, whoever you are, or book, or whatever. Put you away for now. Maybe something else needs to come in. Stop and rest. Stop when you're tired, and start when you're inspired. So when you stop doing that other thing, you give yourself time to process everything you've learned from that material, from that person, from that book, from that guru. So that now, either you need more lessons, right? And you'll figure that out, but give yourself a break from it and then go back to it. Or don't go back to it. Move on to something new. Because as soon as you stop and take that break that you desperately need on your spiritual path, and I'm not talking about when you have to stop for those tower moments, or when you have to stop for the hermit mode, or when you have to stop for the dark nights of the soul, right? Those are all different. This I'm talking about when you're just going and going and going, wanting more and more spiritual material, that you're burnt out, and none of it's sinking, none of it's energetically vibrating with you, you're not resonating with anything anymore. That can cause you to stop it altogether, right? Because you're going to get burnt out on it. So it's time to recognize that before you let that burn you out, step away from a ritual for a little while, right? Without guilt, without judging yourself. Just take the time off of it, right? Wean yourself away from it. Take a time out. Put yourself in spiritual time out. Hashtag spiritual time out, folks. Hashtag burnout will be the result if you don't. So I'm doing that now, right? I thought me not doing certain things now, especially where it comes with my business, where I'm putting so much into it, trying to focus on it so much, I'm burning myself out. So when I sit in the computer and try to write something or read something or create something, I find myself doing something else, and then I go, damn, I'm distracting myself from my purpose. But I'm not. That's me saying, I'm tired. I'm stopping with this for now, right? And in those moments that I do that, I really do get inspired to start again. So it's time for you to stop burning yourself out on your spiritual path, to recognize that you can burn yourself out, right? And when you do that, stop when you're tired, start when you're inspired. It's a catchy phrase, and I'm going to use it now for myself, right? I need that reminder for myself. So here is your reminder to catch yourself, right? When you're feeling tired, but you feel like, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm not spiritual. take that away. That's a 3D coming back. That's your ego going, hey, you need to keep going. You need to keep going, right? Because your ego wants you to get sick and tired of this spiritual journey, so they can go back into his comfort zone and sit on the couch, eat a pizza, and watch whatever shows are on TV, or to just go back to the things that the 3D things that you did, right? Being a couch potato, if you were a couch potato, overeating, overindulging, drinking, whatever it is, right? Your ego is always present and always looking for a crack in your armor so it can get back in there. So it will say, hey, be more spiritual, more spiritual, more spiritual, more spiritual, right? In the hopes that you're gonna just burn yourself out and just crash one day, right? As we've done in the past, we've taken ourselves to such extents that we come later crashing down, right? Coming off of that high. Don't come off the high. Take a break from it, right? Don't give your ego that opportunity to come in and get you back into your comfort zone. Sitting on a couch, being a couch potato, judging others, right? Those things can come right back. And it's when we're so tired and when we're burnt out that the opportunity for those things to pull us back, even if it's just for a little while, they're there. And sometimes you get pulled back so far that you can't get back into your old ways of spirituality. So there's a warning there. You burn yourself out, you're going to give other lower vibrational energies the opportunity to bring you back, to abduct you, to take you back to what you climbed out of, right? So don't allow that to happen. Stay true to yourself on your spiritual journey. Learn what you can learn. Give yourself time to process what you're learning, right? And then figure out if you should continue to do it or switch. Go to something else. But stop when you're tired and start when you're inspired. Simple message. I hope this resonates with you. If you're in a cycle where you're just burning yourself out, not just spiritually, but burning the candles at all ends with family, friends, the holidays, finances, the stress levels, all of that. If you're in burnout and you're spiraling down, I can help you stop that spiral. I'm a spiritual transformation coach. Here's a link to my website. I encourage you to hit me up for a 30-minute free decompression session, if only just to have somebody to talk to listen to you, right? To let you just spiritually vomit so that you can get it out of your system. It'd be my honor to do so. And also, if you're looking for other like-minded souls to share, so that you don't keep that in you, because that can burn you out too if you don't have the inspiration to share with others. I do have a meetup group. Here's a link to that meetup group. We meet, probably a couple times a week via Zoom, and I do have some live events in the Northern Virginia area. Let's connect, right? Doesn't have to be you and me. Just connect you to spiritual, like-minded spiritual people, just to open up to, right? To release all this burden and stress from having to stay in your power, but there's nobody there to share it with. You have a place to share it. So come join us. Come join us. I'd love to see you there. If you like the contents of this video, on this burnout, know that it's a real thing. Please share it, right? Other people may not know that this is a thing. Spiritual people may need to hear this message. So I ask you with love and gratitude, go ahead and share it. Hit the like button, right? Let YouTube do its things with the algorithm. The more people that like this, the more this message gets out and gets recommended, right? Let's do this as one. It's not about me growing my channel, about me spreading spirituality, and you can help me, and I appreciate your help. Thank you. And if you're called to, please subscribe to my channel. I'm truly grateful. I welcome you into my family, and I'm encouraging, especially now. Right now, there's some hard energies out there that are pulling you and pushing you and tugging at you and trying to bring you back down, right? If you're you're experiencing spiritual burnout, it's time to stop. Stop and rest. Stop and rest. You're tired. Take that rest. Don't let these other energies have the opportunity to bring you back, right? Because then it's harder for you to get back into it. So do it for yourself. You are worthy. You are worth it. Take care of yourself, my friends, on your spiritual journey, and have an amazing day.